Hey, beautiful shining stars. So, I like to share with you, what's upcoming. In the next couple of weeks, we are now going into the energy of March. And believe it or not, the last week of February, I'm closing finally my 6-week scripting class. I just have one more things to upload because I'm giving the class participants 6 additional weeks of prompts in kind of like an ebook format so they could continue the scripting work, which is very, very powerful because the whole point is to stay on course. With that being said, so much has happened in the course of the timeline as I've been co-creating the 6-week scripting class and the language of money class, plus everything that I'm working on. You may have noticed I have videos on digital marketing and just kind of new things that I'm dabbling in that through the language of money, because when you get into that frequency, source sends you all these beautiful spiritual energies, Almighty God of the heavens, to co-create new streams of income. So I have a whole other channel with a whole other business that's starting to unravel. Now, this all kind of came about to me because of my work with the 6-week scripting class and the language of money class. Those are two different classes. They're completely different in the aspect that one is all about wealth and the other one is all about anything and everything you want to manifest. But Spirit kind of connected me to specific things that they wanted me to do and engage in. So one of the things was, hence what I'm sharing with you today. So I'm calling it the Super Manifesting class. Now, this is just a very small class. It's just a few modules. It's for you to use all the information that I'm sharing in this class as many times as you like, however you want to do it, back and forth. There is no timeline. I'm just kind of adding the class. You're doing all the work. The videos are there, the workbooks are there, but this class is amazing. Why? First of all, I have connected with Spirit in a very deep energy, not just for myself, but because I have clients, and you may have noticed that we are all in some kind of rut. Like, yes, some of them we're manifesting this and that, but then there's some kind of like stalemate. I feel like this is due astrologically to a lot of things that are shifting in our world. Not to mention that if you have in a world with 8 billion people and 1 billion of them are all crying lack, scarcity, fear, that is the energy that's being portrayed over us all. So as master manifestors, we have to do very specific work not to be in that reality, in that timeline. I believe in quantum realities, hence I've seen it. I've talked to my higher self. When we go to sleep, we visit some of those realms. So I'm sure you could connect with that when you go to sleep and have specific dreams and wonder, where am I? Where did I go? In this class, you will learn how to bless all your timelines. Because think about you in a whole other timeline, in a whole other life, going through whole other scenarios and other experiences, and you might need some. And then here you are being able to bless yourself in that place. But the class is not going to be easy because we go deep into some drastic stuff that has kind of caused ripple effects in the things that we are manifesting. So sometimes you may wonder, why does this keep showing up? Certain things keep showing up is because there's unfinished business, meaning you didn't let go of that experience. Maybe it's something that you didn't learn. There's attachments to those experiences or peoples or places or situations. So you have to kind of do very specific work in order to clear that old adage and then get into the reality that you really, really want to invoke and connect with. For me, it's even more powerful because I'm hitting 50 and I have very, very specific goals. I have this is where I want to be by 55. So, and I want to scale from it like ASAP. Like, I don't want to wait till I'm 55 to get all these goals. I want this stuff to kind of like, let's go. I want to be the next, 6, 7 years in a very different reality. So, I teach you all of this in this beautiful little class. Um, we work on forgiveness, we work on blessing, we work on super manifesting. There's a lot of information and interactive exercises for you to get into that type of energy and reality. You okay, kitty? She's jumped on one of my little chairs and it kind of spins around, and she's like freaking out. So how did this happen? Spirit helps us co-create. If we pay real close attention to what's going on, especially, I always say when the shit gets ugly, it's because those dark lala energies do not want you to pay attention to what's really going on. It's because something bigger and better is there and you are being misdirected. I always say that. I know a lot of new agers believe everything is butterflies and rainbows, and if you think happy thoughts, you're going to get happy outcomes, but that's not how it always works, because even those super happy new agers are going through some shit. So I believe that there's a lot of different energies, a lot of different forces, a lot of shadow energies that try to interfere when you're trying to co-create in the energy of light, which is something that I teach in this beautiful module, because it's something that I asked Spirit, and the way that they explained it to me was very thorough and detailed. So that is going to be in this class as well. As a matter of fact, this class, once you pay for it and start it, it's all there. You could take your time with it. You could go through it. You can go back and forth. You could skip areas. I recommend that you do it on a detailed outline of how it is, like in order of how it is, because there's very specific things that Spirit shared with me that you have to take care of in order to get into the manifestation. I feel like we all try, especially with all this talk about quantum jumping into the reality and quantum this and quantum that. But the truth is, and it's something that I heard Sarah Cannon express in one of her coffee chats, is if you quantum jump, let's first say I have this ideal of the version of desired outcome that I want to be by the time I'm 55. So let's say if I just jump into that, what if there's like beautiful experiences that I was meant to have? Like, I don't want to skip my granddaughters growing up and doing this and that and experiencing certain things with them. What if I'm supposed to go on vacations with them, or and miss opportunities to maybe visit new places, just things that come through the timeline of what you are manifesting in order to achieve and get there. It's almost like climbing a mountain. What if there's a beautiful flower, meadow on the way to the mountain, and because you jumped on the top, you missed a beautiful flower meadow? So it's like she explained it in such a way, because she shared how she really wanted to live in a certain place, but getting to that very specific place that she put in her vision board that manifested 3 years fast forward into the future. She says that getting there, she rented a certain house that created a lot of beautiful experiences, which is where she co-created her baby with her husband, and just a lot of beautiful, the book that she wrote in that house, being able to Airbnb and write, like through traveling. Like she says, there's a lot of things that occurred that if she would have, quantum jumped into that specific reality, she would have missed on all of those beautiful experiences. She's like, she still says like she'll go back every once in a while because the house was rented, so she'll be able to go back and like revisit like through Airbnb, and like because it was such a beautiful timeline of her life. She's like, I'm super happy that I was able to engage in that, and on her way to her now reality that she wanted, that's her outcome, a whole other business module came up for her. It's like, so she first just started as a fantasy author, and then she started teaching how to become a fantasy author. So it was very beautiful on how she explains it. So Sarah Cannon, you could look her up. She has Friday coffee chats. If you do anything that has to do with writing, or if you want to just, engage in that type of business ideas and inspiration. She also talks about witchy stuff. You would just want to follow her for her fantasy books. If you just want to follow her through for her fantasy, stuff, that's good as well. The point is that what I'm going to share with you in this class is to take you from lack, from scarcity, from fear, trauma, you know, into the space of I am in charge, I am the co-creator, hear me roar, I could manifest some stuff. So the cool thing about this class, like I said, is something that's evergreen, so something you could go back to all the time, especially when we go through different vibrations and energy. Astrologically, a lot is happening. So you need classes and courses and mentorship in order to stay on path, because there's days that I feel like I could climb Mount Everest, like I could just go and walk to Machu Picchu. But there's days that I feel like crawling inside of a hermit shell and not coming and pressing the click button from the movie Click. Fast forward, right? Because it's like, oh my gosh, I don't like this. Like something that happens to me all the time is like I'm in the zone, I'm doing work, I'm getting shit done, and I'm like, perfect. And then tomorrow I just gotta do this. And then tomorrow comes and I wake up with sciatica. And everything is like, oh shit. And then I start feeling bad because I took that moment on because I did have a plan. So then, without intentionally doing it, because my lifestyle does allow me to have days off, but there's certain times that you have a plan. Like I want to do certain things. I want to be able to, create and share and release certain classes, courses, ebooks, whatever I'm working on different times. And sometimes just life happens, especially like if you're a caretaker or if you have responsibilities, if you're a mom with children at home, like there's so many things, that you are responsible for. And if one thing throws you off, you start to get like this stagnant energy. So even though yesterday you were super mama, today you woke up as SpongeBob SquarePants. So the whole point is that this class has a way for you to go back and forth and engage in certain things and modules for you to clear those energies, because energy is going to come up. One a beautiful person that talked about this was not so long ago, because I watch him all the time, is Gary Vee. And he says we're always growing. He's like, he's like my age. I think he's a little younger than me. And he's like, you freak out because you're going through these 20 to 30 midlife crisis type. Oh my God, I'm in my 30s. I haven't done it, or I haven't learned. And then your 40s are like, oh my God, it's like we're always growing. We're always growing. So the whole point, instead of getting oversaturated with you have to have this done by this time, focus on the self. And it's something that we talk about in this class. This is something that we worked on our 6-week scripting class. It's focusing on the self, loving the self, being true to the self. So when you go through certain things, you're not like, oh my God, I haven't gotten married by this time. I haven't had my babies by this time. I haven't started my business by this time. Everybody is different. Everybody has different choices and different ideals and different paths. But always focus on your intentions and desires, but don't overwhelm yourself into the space of it hasn't manifested, it hasn't manifested, it hasn't manifested, because all you're doing is just creating it hasn't manifested, which we talk about that in the class. Because you're like, well, how do we do it? Like, how do we get from it's not here, I'm freaking out, to a space where I know it's coming, and since I know that it's coming and I'm expecting it any moment, I'm going to take care of this and I'm going to do this. So it's really cool. Hence another story that I saw of a writer that she used to write her books, do all the marketing, do all the stuff, got them to sell. And then she started focusing on the next project. And yeah, she came back, of course, because as a writer, you're always marketing your books. You have to, do your content, share your stuff. But she didn't get to a place where she's like, oh my God, I didn't sell a book. Oh my God, I didn't sell the book. Oh my God, this book didn't do, because you start to focus on the what's not there instead of what's next. How do I grow? How do I enjoy my life? And, things like that. So I hope to see you a part of this class, because I know a lot of you have been asking me. I've been getting a lot of emails from you and inboxes in my Etsy messages about how you have been going through these certain energies. And I thought by this time, I started this in 2020, and I thought by this time I would be here, or I started doing really good in this time, and then now I'm slacking. So I feel like we're all kind of going through the same experiences, just different scenarios and situations and different energies and vibration. But we're all like, what's next, or why haven't, or where is it, or when is it coming? I feel like those are all the same kind of questions that I keep getting. And I want you to know that we're all doing this. I myself too, like you've been watching my videos, I've had moments of, oh my God, you know. So I co-created this so you could take back that control and be able to do something that's going to continue to inspire you, because now you have almost like a blueprint, like a formula for manifesting. So when things do take your power, you're able to be like, no, cancel, delete, or in our case in the class, rip, discard. And, also, we're going to be doing some fun audio rituals, which I'll probably do in video, to just clear old stagnant energies from your divine temple, which is your body, hence in spiritual terms. So I hope to see you part of this class. I will link my PayPal below. The class is $88.88, and it's starting the first week of March. So take full advantage of this initial price, because of course, all depending on how it goes, I always fluctuate the prices. Like the 6-week scripting class that started at 111 is going up to 222.22 because I put so much energy and so much time and effort into that class that, yeah. But it's totally worth it. And like I always say, you're investing in yourself, because a lot of the time we freak out when we hear stuff like almost 100 or almost 200, or hence my language of money class, which is 555. But you are investing in yourself. This is not money that you're throwing away. This is money that you're circulating, because you are taking care of yourself. It's going to help you manifest problems that you need to clear and change and cancel and delete and create, so you could align with what you truly want to be aligned with in your life. And hence what my purpose is, and why I do what I do and share, of course, with you all. So I hope that you find this video charming. Don't forget to subscribe and like when you like my videos, or you leave a little comment, even if you say something like thank you, or a little happy face, or a little heart emoji. All of that pushes my videos in front of other viewers, because you never know who needs these type of videos to inspire them co-create the life that they dream. Sometimes we're in really low places, and then different mentors come to us and we see them. The reason they're showing up in our algorithm is because other people have liked their comment, and they have shared, or simply leaving a subscribe and all that good stuff. So thank you. I hope you enjoy these videos. You have a beautiful March 2024.